Now live on YouTube, starting us up on Rumble. We are live. Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I am A.O. Xander.
King's Refuge.
And you, viewer, are you. Thank you so much for joining us. What is today? Today is Freya's Day, aka Friday, August 9th, 2024. So, good Sir King, do you want to start us off in 45 BC?
Give me a moment here.
Alright, well, I will start us off then. 45 BC, which stands for before Christ, not before Common Era, like all this crap. Caesar's civil war. Julius Caesar decisively defeated Pompey the Great at the Battle of Pharsalus, forcing Pompey to flee to Egypt. Huh. So, how did an entire volcano move? 378, Battle of Adrianople. Goth army defeated Roman forces under Emperor Valens, who was killed. Yeah, back in the day where leaders actually, went and fought with the people that they led. What a concept. 681, Bulgaria was founded as a khanate on the south bank of the Danube after defeating the Byzantine armies of Emperor Constantine IV south of the Danube Delta. Alright, so happy birthday, Bulgaria. 1173, construction of the Tower of Pisa began, and it took 2 centuries to complete. And now they're, trying to save it from collapsing. I think it's stabilized now. They've reopened it to tourists a while ago. So, whenever you're ready, just jump on in. I'm going to take us up to 1253 here.
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, Clare of Assisi's rules confirmed by Pope Innocent IV for Clare's Order of Poor Ladies. Huh. Those poor ladies. 1329, Quillan was the first Indian diocese elected by Pope John the 22nd, and Jordanus was appointed the first bishop. That's pretty cool. So we got some Indians in the Vatican. I did not know that. I had no idea there were Indians in the Vatican. I mean, by now there has to be, but as far back as 1329? That's incredible. 1378, Cardinals declared Pope Urbanus VI lawless, anti-Christian / devil. Wow, that's a bit of a thing. Actually, we have here what I just read. French cardinals met in Angani and declared the election of Pope Urban VI invalid. So, as we can see here, because I researched and wrote yesterday, they changed it a little bit. 1483, opening of the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican. Ooh, that's pretty cool. 1638. Where are you in your stuff, good Sir King?
Yeah, give me a second, sorry.
Okay. Jonas Bronk of Holland became the first European settler in the Bronx. Oh, one of the 5 boroughs of New York. Pretty cool. 1655, Lord Protector Oliver Cromwell divided England into 11 districts. Look at that. 1666, Rear Admiral Robert Holmes led a raid on the Dutch island of Terschelling, destroying 150 merchant ships in the Vlaai estuary and pillaging the town of West Terschelling. This act later is known as the Holmes Bonfire. That's not too cash money right there. Destroyed 150 merchant ships. That is insane. Can you imagine destroying 150 merchant ships, or 150 trucks, or anything like that's a lot of destruction there. 1673, Dutch under Admiral Cornelius Everston de Jong recaptured New York from the English, regained by the English in 1674, just the next year. So yeah, this is what I was talking about the other day about New York, New Amsterdam. So this is when, this appears to be the first time when the Dutch took their stuff back, but then, as it's mentioned right here, about 1 year later, the Brits take it right back again. So. And hey, I see you're on camera.
Trying here. Get stuff together.
It's alright. 1726, if you'd like to take that.
Netherlands accedes to the Covenant of Hanover, which created the alliance of Great Britain and the Electorate of Hanover, France, and the Kingdom of Prussia united against the Austro-Spanish powers.
Has to be Austria and
So
Spain.
I would say Austria, right?
Yeah, I would say, yeah. Although Austria and Spain, I mean, they're not too far away, but they're not connected. So that's a very interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting combination. Yes.
What?
It's an interesting combination.
Yeah. But let's see here. Map of Europe. Okay, so Austria is around. That's weird. So like Austria is like in the middle of Europe somewhere in here because like this is yeah, here it is right here, Austria. You can barely see it. But then there's Switzerland over here, Italy and France, and then Spain. So that's a strategically risky alliance right there because they're not connected. They can't like directly trade and help each other.
Yeah, buddy.
So what else do we got here? 1790.
1790. Robert Gray's Columbia Riviera returns to Boston after 3-year journey. First U.S. ship to circumnavigate the globe.
All right. That's pretty cool. And now we get to talk about some sandwich horses.
1790. Wait.
1800.
I just read that. Yeah. 1803. First horses to arrive in Hawaii.
Yeah, and as we learned yesterday, Hawaii was called the Sandwich Islands. So are these called sandwich horses? 1803 as well. Robert Fulton tested his steam paddle boat on the River Seine in France, but it sunk. But still, like proving the concept. Now he just needs to work on buoyancy. Keeping it afloat, so that way it can. But yeah, no, Robert Fulton, he invented the steamboat, as it says right there, and we still not really for major transports, more for like, I don't know what the word is, like sightseeing, I guess. There's a word for it I can't think of right now, but like going up and down the Mississippi, those huge paddle boats. Like
Yeah.
I'd love to ride on one of those one day.
That would be cool.
Yeah. 1810, Napoleon annexed Westphalia as part of the First French Empire. Ooh. And just 5 years later, we got some more Napoleon. He set sail for exile on St. Helena on board the British ship, the Northumberland. Now, do you know offhand whether, like the order? Because I know, because right here he's getting, he's heading for St. Helena, but he was also sent to Elba. And I don't remember which one was first, because Napoleon Bonaparte quit being banished, much like Invader Zim, and he came back, as we know, but then they're just like, no, enough. Yeah.
I didn't know he came back.
Yeah, he got exiled twice. Like you've seen Zim, right? Like that one scene.
Yeah.
You quit being banished? Like, yes, I'm back for the glory of the French. Ho ho ho, oui oui. But we got it off of main source here. We spoke about this engine yesterday, actually. If you want to take 1829.
1829, Stourbridge Bridge Lion locomotive goes into service.
Yeah, remember that little engine? The tiny train from yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is when it actually started. That's awesome, Like, dude, 1829, we're just 5 years. Actually, we're like 4 years and a couple months away from that being 200 years ago. 200 years of trains. That is awesome. Speaking of trains, we got another one here in 1831.
1831, first U.S. steam engine train run. Albany to Schenectady, New York. That's a
name.
The name, all right.
Yeah.
Do you have a shorter name? In 1842, U.S.-Canada border defined by Webster-Ashburton Treaty.
Yep. There's a lot of history, with the border between Canada and the United States, and there's this one area that it juts out and it comes back, and a whole bunch of convoluted confusion and all that jazz. And we all know what's going on with Michigan. Like, Michigan has that one area that's up in is it Michigan or not Wisconsin? I don't know. Let's move on.
I don't know what you were talking about.
I was just talking about there's this one on the other side of the Great Lake. The only way to physically go there is either by boat, or if you want to go there by if you live on one side and work on the other, you have to go through the border twice. The U.S.-Canada border from one side, then go through it again, and then now you're in there. Actually, let's see if I can find it. I don't even know what to look for, so let's just move on. Let's see here. 1848, the U.S. Barn Burners, the Anti-Slavery Party, merged with Free Soil Party, nominating Martin Van Buren for president. Wow. So, 1848, well, I mean, that's not too long before the Civil War. So, there was anti-slavery stuff for a long time. So, people don't talk about that. Of course you don't talk about, how much people were, fighting it on. It doesn't matter what color your skin was. Everybody, a lot of people were against it. A lot of people were for it. But for whatever reason, we only look at, through a very small, opinionated form of history. I don't know. 1849, Hungarian Republic was crushed by Austria and Russia. Ooh. Them Austrians, man, they're just teaming up. Random people. What do we have here in 1854?
1854, American transcendentalist Henry, that's a word. Henry David Thoreau publishes Walden.
Yeah, that is a word. You've heard of transcendental meditation and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's basically it right there. And I think it's named after the pond, because for a while Henry David Thoreau, was living out just in the wilds next to Walden's Pond. So I think that's where he got the name for this. And we spoke about this next one here a while ago in 1859.
In 1859, Tufts' parents patents the first passenger elevator in the U.S.
Really sweet.
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
1862, Battle of Cedar Mountain, Slaughter's Mountain, fought in Culpeper's County, Virginia. Confederate victory, U.S. Civil War.
What a name, Slaughter's Mountain.
Yeah.
That makes me wonder, though, once again, we have another case of, was this a name before or after? Because if it's called Slaughter's Mountain now, was it because of this battle? Huh. It was a slaughter? I don't know. 1877, Henry Morton Stanley's party reached Boma in the Congo after 999 days, losing half of the 228 members. So, 114 people died in just under 1,000 days. That's actually, that's not really that bad in the case of exploration and all that stuff. I don't know the actual ratios and percentages and all that stuff, but losing half of your people in 1,000 days, not that bad. Still sucks, but 1890, the first and 44 Javans, from Java, arrived in Suriname to work 5 years on sugar plantations. All right. 1893, the first U.S. bowling magazine, Gut Holes, published in New York. What a name, Gut Holes. Huh. And to wrap up the 1800s, 1898, Rudolf Diesel of Germany obtained patent number 608,845 for his internal combustion engine, later known as the diesel engine. So yeah, That's pretty interesting. Like the same calendar dates as all the train stuff that we were talking about earlier. Now we have the diesel engine has been invented. You know. What do we got here in 1900?
1900, first international lawn tennis challenge. Boston, Massachusetts, Dwight Davis and Holcomb Ward beat Ernest Black and Herbert Roper Barrett 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 to give U.S. an unassailable 3-0 lead over British Isles.
All right. So the first international lawn tennis challenge, and we win. USA, USA. This next one here makes me wonder if was this part. It can't be part of Manifest Destiny. What does this even mean? What are these coordinates? I'm gonna look this up while you're reading, or you can look it up and I'll read it. 1901, 34 to 35 degrees north, 98 to 99 degrees west was open for U.S. colonization. Did you find out where that is?
I'm sorry. Distracted.
That's all right. Okay, well, let's see here. Longitude and latitude. Well, I don't know what's longitude and latitude, so I'll just put this in here. Let's see if I'll find something. Region, North America. It's... Use control scroll to zoom out. This is in the middle of the ocean. Over by Africa. What the hell? Okay, hold on a second. So I'm gonna put this here. And I'm gonna put this here. And I'm gonna get rid of this, and then I'll find it. Okay, there we go. There we go. So this is somewhere... It's like smack dab in the middle of the country, essentially. Like in the southern area. Right in the middle. It's just north of Texas. Inside Oklahoma. What is this area? Let's zoom all the way in. So this area is ready for settlement, apparently. I'm curious. You know, I'm gonna bring up Google Maps over here really quick. Oh, come on, give me maps. Maps. Okay, maps.google.com. There we go. Okay. Give me the fucking map, god dang it. Freaking stupid, like, computer internet being a dumb. So, let's see here. So, it's up over in this way. So, let's see. Oh, come on. Alright, so I'm looking for that river. Whoa, okay. Let's just switch to normal map view. Oklahoma City. There it is over here. So it's in this area. And actually, let's see if I can put in these coordinates in the Google Maps itself, and if that'll give us what we're looking for. No, it won't. Okay. Well, it's this general area over here. And it's all farmland. Alright. Cool. What else do we got here? 1904.
Libanus McLouth Todd of Rochester, New York, patents his check writing machine, the Protectograph, designed to protect against check forgers.
Oh wow! I mean, you know, forgery and like counterfeit and all that stuff has been around since the birth of economy. You know, people always trying to get a one up.
Yep, oh, started with clipping your coins.
Clipping your coin? Can you explain?
Like, coin used to be made out of actual valuable metal, right? So they would just take a piece of coin and you clip a little bit off of it, throw it in a box.
Okay. So you clip the coin and then you spend the coin. You still have a little bit, and then eventually it accumulates. I see.
Yeah.
That's smart. This next one is devastating. Wow.
1905, Ty Cobb's mother, Amanda, kills her husband after mistaking him for a burglar.
Yikes. I mean, how did that go down? They thought somebody entered the house, and then he went and looked, and then she decided to go and look herself, and then somehow thought that she found the burglar before he did, and then killed him. Oh, whoopsie! How does it happen? That's crazy. Unless they were divorced, which is unthinkable back then. I don't know. That's weird. 1907, the first Boy Scout camp concluded at Brownsea Island in Poole Harbor, southern England. Yep. In 1910, Chicago resident Alva Fisher received U.S. patent for an electric washing machine. Woohoo! Man, could you imagine washing your clothes the old way? Like, you have to, scrub, mangle, scrub with a washboard and all that. Man, by the end, your hand, people don't really think about, your hands absorb water, and you're constantly scrubbing. At the end, your hands have got to have, gotten some, cuts and lesions and sores and, just, can you imagine a soggy callus? That sounds painful.
Hey. Sounds like a wrestling move or something.
This is soggy callus. Dip your opponent in water. We got off a main source here. 1917, Canadian Parliament passed the Compulsory Military Act, which is opposed by many French Canadians from Quebec. That's drafting. Compulsory Military Act. It sounds like drafting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Got some more baseball here. 1918.
Yeah, say it nicely though, because it's Canada.
Oh yeah.
Get it?
Yeah. Oh, sorry for being sorry, eh?
So you had to come fight for us, eh? But it is what it is, eh? I guess. 1918, Cincinnati Reds manager Christy Mathewson suspects Hal Chase of taking bribes to fix games and suspends him for indifferent delay.
Huh. All right.
1923, New York State Golf Association formed.
Cool. Oh, before we continue, we have a comment here on YouTube from Galactic Current Sheet. I came to convince you of cosmology nonsense and thereby scare the shit out of you. Huh? I already believe in cosmology. What are you trying to say? That's a confusing statement. How do you think cosmology would scare the shit out of me? What do you think? I'm a flat earther or something? I don't know. Anyway, what else? What?
It's gonna blow our minds.
Well, I'd like to see what his follow-up, idea is. What else do we got here? 1925.
Only time Babe Ruth pitch hit for Bobby Feach flies out.
Okay.
Or Bobby, wait.
Oh,
only time Babe Ruth pitch hit for as Bobby Feach flies out.
All right.
I don't know. Yeah. 1930. 113 degrees Fahrenheit in Perryville, Tennessee. State record.
That's hot.
That is hot.
Yeah. And speaking of heat, we do have a reply from Galactic Current Sheet. I've come to explode the sun, human. First off, how dare you call me a human? I am not one of these crazy psycho people who occupy this planet. Number two, you want to blow up the sun? Be my guest, okay? Here.
Please.
Let me change my video background here.
Baby.
You wanna blow up the sun? Do it.
Hard reset.
Do it. Blow up this inconceivable light. Get it out of here. So, please do. Well, I'm a fictional cosmic structure which certain cultists believe will cause Earth's axis to rapidly shift. Boo, fear me. I don't fear you. I welcome you into everything.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Please. End my misery.
I dare you. Do it. You won't. No balls. What else do we got here? 1930 as well, the animated character Betty Boop debuted in Max Fleischer's cartoon Dizzy Dishes. You remember Betty Boop?
Yeah. Remember Betty Boop.
And do you remember Toot? That was her name. From Drawn Together. Did you ever see Drawn Together?
Oh, yeah. Tootie.
Yeah, Tootie, yeah. Hilarious. 1936, Jesse Owens was part of the American 4x100 meter relay team that wins gold in world record 39.8 at the Berlin Olympics. 4th gold medal of the games. His 4th. Awesome. Jesse Owens. Therefore, move to Colorado to our compound and worship me as a deity. I will not worship anybody as a deity, but I may take your offer. Well, Colorado, I'm not sure. I might be going to Ohio. I might end up in Iowa. Might go to Montana. Might go to Florida. We'll see. But the goal is to get the hell out of California by the end of the year. But on this day 22, I reversed Neptune's weather. How does that affect us? Anyway, let's continue on here. What do we got in 1936?
1936, Korean nationals representing Japan earned medals in the marathon of Berlin Olympics. Song Ki-chong won gold and Nam Song-gong bronze.
Awesome.
1937, Ranger U.S. easily beats Endeavour, second England in a race to wrap up the 17th American Cup's Yachting Series 4-0. It's the final competition for 21 years.
It's the final competition for 21 years until the end of World War II. Huh? I don't know.
We got war shit to do, yep.
Yep.
1942, Dmitri Skokovich, 7th Symphony, dedicated to the city of Leningrad, performed in Leningrad by starving musicians and broadcast to German forces over loudspeaker during siege by Nazi forces.
I'm sorry, but I have to correct you. The city is called Leningrad.
Leningrad.
You remember Leningrad, Stalingrad,
Yes.
Yeah. Now, Dmitry Shostakovich, very, very interesting individual in the history spectrum because he's the one man Joseph Stalin could not kill. And you want to know why? Because he was the people's musician. Because of, things like this, what you just read here, like giving hope, to the Russian people, during World War II and all that whatnot, Joseph Stalin couldn't touch him. Joseph Stalin, the guy who killed how many tens of thousands, almost 100,000 people during the Great Purge or something crazy, like couldn't touch this guy because, once again, the power is the people. And the whole country loved this guy. And if Stalin did anything to him, Stalin would lose. That's... Yeah, like as I said, as I've been saying, it doesn't matter what government you live in, what era, if you're in a dictatorship, a communist state, a kingdom, an empire, a republic, a democracy, whatever, the power starts with you. And I'm pointing directly to you, viewer. The power starts with you, with all of us. We are the power. Don't ever think otherwise. Not even Stalin could touch this guy, so yeah. What else do we got here? 1942?
1942, Mahatma Gandhi, the 50 others arrested in Bombay after passing the Quit India motion and campaign by the All India Congress.
Yep. They always mistreat the people who are fighting for the people. Martin Luther King Jr., Jesus, Mahatma Gandhi. I'm not sure if Mother Teresa got much flack. I'm not sure, but yeah. 1944, 12 workers of a Dutch illegal paper tro were executed at Camp Voet, Netherlands. Yikes. 1944, Smokey the Bear debuted as a spokesman for, spokesman or smokes animal or spokes animal. I don't know. What's the politically correct term for a bear has a job? Anyway, as a spokesbear for fire prevention for the U.S. Forest Service, named after New York City fireman Smokey Joe Martin. Only you can prevent forest fires. Until they retired him. Now, yeah, it really is only you can prevent forest fires. 44. Actually, would you like to take this one and the next couple? Because the one after this is a biggie. Hello?
1944, 12 workers of Dutch illegal paper trouw executed at Camp Vault in Netherlands.
Ah. The one about World War II, we've already covered this.
Oh,
yeah.
1944 World War II post-Chicago mutiny. Mass worker stoppage by munition loaders in Port Chicago Naval Facility concerned with conditions after recent explosion in Port Chicago, California. 50 men were tried for mutiny, found guilty, and sentenced to 15 years of hard labor.
I wonder if they put them right back on the docks and they're like, well, now you have to do the same job you were doing, but with no pay. Ha 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 ha. Like, that sucks. 1945. Big one.
1945, U.S. drops second atomic bomb, Fat Man, on Nagasaki, Japan, destroying part of the city.
Yeah. Now, interesting, Ray William Johnson, if you know that name, he did a little video recently talking about, because you know about the story about the guy who survived both atomic bombs?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he talks, he goes in depth about like the step-by-step, what the guy, did and all that stuff, how he ended up in Nagasaki, and all that stuff. And what's really interesting, there's a lot of stuff like, actually, you know what? Let me look it up here really quick because I want to put this in the underbar section. So, Ray William Johnson. Let's see. Here we go. Videos. This one here. Basically, like if it wasn't for this guy having been killed, well, not killed, having been injured, his family in Nagasaki might have died because they went to the store or something while he was at work. They went to the store to go get some medicine or whatever because he was like, he had like, extensive, not life-threatening burns, but he was damaged. He got knocked over by the atomic blast and everything. The first one in Hiroshima, ended up in Nagasaki, and was explaining to his boss what happened, and his boss couldn't believe it, and then it happened again. But the store was farther away from the bomb than their house, and their house was destroyed. So had he not have been in Hiroshima and survived the first one and ended up, going back home to Nagasaki, his family might have died. Like, wild stuff. So.
Yeah, wild.
Mm-hmm. But what else do we got here? 46.
First time all Major League Baseball game 8 are played at night.
Interesting. I wonder why.
Outside lighting, I imagine.
Yeah. And this all happened on the same day. So 8 Major League games were played at night. Like,
imagine they finally got themselves a good, reliable outdoor light system.
Well, obviously, I'm just wondering, like, why, maybe to test the light system. I don't know. Man, if I had a time machine, like, I wouldn't go back and and do what most everybody else would do. I would go back and just talk to random people, get their perception, like, on what would be current events, back then. That's the true, history reporter. I want to be the first history news you know, in the field correspondent type person, you know? That sounds awesome. 1953, we have the first elected Prime Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Sheikh Abdullah, dismissed by the Indian government and later arrested. Oh, that's not good. 56, first statewide, state-supported educational TV network in Alabama, of all places. Huh. I would have never thought Alabama would value education, but hey, there we go. 56 as well, South African women demonstrated against past laws. 56, let's, yeah, what does this even mean? Past laws? I don't know. What do we got here in 60s?
1961, James Benton Parsons is the first black U.S. citizen to be nominated to a U.S. federal district court.
Awesome.
Great. Awesome.
Now, that makes me wonder, once again, because that's, you know, during the 60s, the civil rights movement, and, like, you know, this, trust me, this makes me feel completely disgusted just saying this, but it is a legitimate question. Was he actually hired by his qualifications, or was he hired because he was black during the civil rights movement, kind of how we would say today, a DEI hire? Like, you know, was this a way to just, you know, quell the anger? You know? Like, makes me think. I hope they hired him for the right reasons, but I don't know, man. Like, we act the way we act today. How much worse was it back then?
I don't know.
Yeah. Got another baseball one here in 63.
New York Met pitcher Roger Craig's NL record-tying 18-game losing streak ends with a complete game 7-3 win over the Chicago Cubs at Polo Grounds, New York City.
All right. So his losing streak ends. That's good. 1964, Bunning continues pitching perfectly to the New York Mets until 2 outs in the 5th inning when Joe Christopher beat out a bunt. He totals 15 innings. All right. 65, Singapore separates from the Federation of Malaysia and gained its independence. Hoorah! Good Singapore. In 1966, the Beatles released their Yellow Submarine single and its album Revolver in the U.S. That's an interesting word for the Beatles to use, revolver. You know, that's obviously a gun. So, and 1969, the Manson family committed the Tate LaBianca murders. You know, Charles Manson, that crazy guy, you know, who thought the Beatles were speaking directly to him with Helter Skelter. That was the Beatles, right?
Yeah.
Helter Skelter?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we got in 1970?
1970, Peruvian Airlines Lanza Flight 502 explodes, killing 101 people, including 45 U.S. exchange students. Ooh.
Yikes. That's a lot of exchange students. Wow. 71.
1971, Operation Dimitri's, or internment, is introduced to Northern Ireland, allowing suspected terrorists to be indefinitely detained without trial. The security forces arrested 342 people suspected of supporting paramilitaries.
Paramilitaries. Yeah. Wow. So, like, you know, no trial. You're just suspected, and then you're detained indefinitely. Can anyone say January 6th?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. 1971 here, Satchel Paige was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. All right. And 1 year later, in 72, there was widespread and severe rioting in nationalist areas of Northern Ireland on the anniversary of the introduction of internment. Yeah. You know, like, that's what happens when you oppress people. They get unhappy, you know. '73, Northern Irish guitarist Henry McCullough quits rock band Wings, which was founded by Paul McCartney. All right. And here we go. You want to tell us about Not a Crook?
Oh, 1974, Richard Nixon resigns as President of the United States, and Vice President Gerald Ford swears an oath to office to take his place as 38th U.S. President.
Yep. Yeah, like Richard Nixon's birthplace, the librarian birthplace is, just down the street. I went there recently, actually. Have you seen the Communist Button video? I think you have. Have you?
Sorry.
Have you seen the Communist Button video that I did while I was?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, Nixon and his wife, are buried there.
I'm president.
Yep. 1975, we have the first NFL game in Louisiana Superdome. Houston defeated the Saints 13-7. 75 as well, Dodger Davey Lopes stole record 32nd consecutive base without being caught. Woo! Man, this guy's a kleptomaniac. 76, USSR launched Luna 24, the last lunar flight to date from Earth. I don't know what that means, like the last one from... Because I'm pretty sure we've sent things to the moon since then. Not people, but, probes and, rovers and whatever. Like, I don't know. 77, Chris Old completed a century in 37 minutes. Yorks versus Warwicks. I think that's fast. I believe 100 points is a century. Like, or 100 wickets or whatever the hell it is a century. I'm not sure. I can look this up. What is a century in cricket? Century. Scores of more than 200 runs. Oh, wow. So this guy got 200 runs in 37 minutes? How is that possible? I don't know. I don't know how cricket works. The only cricket I know about is the wireless company. But what else do we got in 77 military here?
1977, military-controlled government of Uruguay announces the return to civilian rule through the general elections in 1981 to dramatically elect a president and Congress.
Democratically elect them, yeah. So awesome. So they went from a military junta back into a democracy. Good stuff. This next one has me raising an eyebrow here. What the hell is this? NHL WHA.
NHL refuses merger with 6 WHA clubs.
Oh, that's why.
Other hockey clubs?
Yeah, the World Hockey Association. Well, no, wait a minute. NHL National Hockey League. Okay. That is a question mark. Why would they not merge? You want to take the 79, then I'll start us in the 80s?
(1979) English seaside resort Brighton gets first British nude beach.
All right. All for that. 365 days later, 1980, Belgian constitution was revised. Okay. 84, Daley Thompson of Great Britain scored 8,797 points to win the Olympic decathlon in Los Angeles, later recognized as a world record. Woo! Do you want to take 85? I think you're more of a fan than I am.
Adventure comedy film Pee-wee's Big Adventure starring Paul Rubens is released.
I'm not sorry! Yeah, no, I never saw any of those movies.
Hamburger.
Isn't that the guy who got caught wanking it in a theater? Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah.
86, Honky Tonk Nights closed at Baltimore, or at the Biltmore Theater, New York City, after a whole entire whopping 4 performances. Wow. That is a short stint right there. 87, the National Union of Mine Workers began South Africa's longest wage strike. And then we got 388s. Why don't you take them?
88. Cubs beat Mets 6-4 in their first official night game at Wrigley Field. And
I'm sorry, I just gotta interject. Every time I hear Wrigley Field, I think of Wrigley gum. Like, is that the same thing? Like, did Wrigley?
Still, I haven't chewed a good piece of gum, Wrigley gum, in years, but yeah, same here.
Yeah, but that makes me think. Like, is it the Wrigley Gum Company that bought the stadium? You know how like Staples had the Staples Center and all that stuff. Like, now it's the Honda Center, which is the pond, I believe. I know the Staples Center is in L.A. Anyway, continue.
In 1988, Edmonton Oilers trade Wayne Gretzky to LA Kings for 15 to 20 million.
That's a weird way. 15 to 20 million. Why don't we know what the number is?
All right.
That's weird. Oh, this next one is even weirder. This is
in 1988, just one day after 88, New York's daily number is 888.
I don't know what a daily number is. Like, I wonder if that's a lottery or something, but I think that is weird. 1990, 12 Arab leaders agreed to send pan-Arab forces to protect Saudi Arabia. I believe this is around the time of, like, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, because we built up our forces in Saudi Arabia before we invaded Kuwait to get Iraq out of there. 1992, Cuban boxer Felix Savon won the first of 3 consecutive Olympic heavyweight gold medals when he dominates Nigerian David Izaranati on points at the Barcelona Games. 95, South Africa celebrated the first National Women's Day. Cool. And in 97, Yanks break Minnesota Twins Brad Radke's string of 12 straight wins. Oh, that's a heartbreak. What do we got in 99?
1999, Russian President Boris Yeltsin fires his Prime Minister, Sergei Stepanism, and for the 4th time fires his entire cabinet.
Oh, that's not good. For the 4th time, he fires his entire cabinet? Like, bruh. Like, resign. Clearly, he does not know what he's doing. And we get another comment here from Casper Ghost. Good day, Xander, King, and chat. Hello, Casper.
Oh.
I assume that's ghostery. It has a lot of ghostery characteristics. That username. I wonder if you changed your name again. But 1999, the Diet of Japan enacted a law establishing the Hinomaru as the official national flag and Kimi ga Yo as the national anthem. So we all know about the Japanese flag. Let's just look at this really quick. The Hinomaru. That is not the flag. That is an anime character. There we go. Alright. That's weird. There's an anime character named after their flag. Do you know about this? Like, does this guy look familiar at all?
No.
Huh. Alright.
I haven't seen that one.
Sumo. Hinomaru Sumo. Oh, okay. Oh, I love the O. That's awesome. So he's a sumo wrestler guy. That's cool. In the year 2000, South African President Thabo Mbeki unveiled the Women's Monument commemorating the role of women in the anti-apartheid struggle. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, we have confirmation it is Ghostery. All right. Welcome back. You've been MIA for a long time. I've been worried about you. Like, you just vanished like a ghost, as ghosts do. And I thought something happened. I don't know. I was getting concerned. 2001, U.S. President George W. Bush announced his support for federal funding of limited research on embryonic stem cells. Yeah, that is a touchy subject right there. So she's so apparently there's too many
Can't
people.
they make them? Can't they make them now?
What? Oh,
Stem cells.
Stem cells?
From like
artificially?
Regular adult cells or whatever.
I
They scrape them off or something. There's some process.
I heard something about that. Yeah. Like somehow artificially making stem cells and such.
Yeah, I don't think they need the whatchamacallits anymore.
Oh, the fetuses?
I was trying to avoid saying that, but yes.
Well, could have given me a heads up. I could have said, what's his face's snacks, you know? Like, oh, now I can lift a car. Like, yikes. What do we got here in 2002? We're making good time, by the way.
22. 2002, San Francisco Giant outfield Barry Bonds hits his 600th career home run.
Hell yeah.
(2008) United States takes all 3 medals in women's fencing saber event and Beijing Olympics. First U.S. podium sweep of fencing event since 1904. Zariel Zagunis takes gold ahead of Sada Jacobson and Rebecca Ward.
Wow. So, 104 years. 1904 to 2008. First U.S. podium sweep in a fencing event since 1904. Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And here we go. The fastest man alive. Or used to be, at least.
2012.
2012?
2012. Going way into the future there.
Woo!
2012, Jamaican sprint superstar Usain Bolt wins the 200 meter at the London Olympics and 19.32 to become the first to win 100 to 200 meter doubles in back-to-back Olympics.
All right. 2015, at Ferguson anniversary of the shooting of unarmed Michael Brown, a man is shot and a state of emergency is declared. Yikes. So the 1 year anniversary, or whatever, it's the Ferguson anniversary, presumably 1 year. I'm not sure when Ferguson happened. But another guy got killed. Yeah, I would declare a state of emergency. You know, there could be some kind of like terrorist action happening. That's crazy. 1 year after that, U.S. swimmer Michael Phelps swam 1 minute 53.36 seconds to win the men's 200 meter butterfly gold medal at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. Defeated Japan's Masato Saki by by 0.04 seconds. So 4/100ths of a second for his 20th Olympic gold medal. 4/100ths of a second. Can you even conceive such a short time span?
That's crazy.
I know. 2016 as well, Chinese weightlifter Ding Wei set a world record of 147 kilograms in the clean and jerk, and another for a total score of 262 kilograms to win the women's 63 kilogram gold medal at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. That is an interesting name for a sporting event. Weightlifter, clean and jerk. I don't know, that sounds...
You definitely shouldn't jerk anything when you're lifting weights.
Yeah, you might rip something off. Woo! What else happened in 2016? Hungary's Katinka Hozorsdu records an Olympic record of 2 minutes 6.58 seconds in the women's 200 meter individual medley, her third gold medal of the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. Awesome. And we also have the longest ever hunger strike ended. Indian human rights campaigner Iram Sharmalia tastes honey after 16 years. Well, I'm pretty sure I haven't had honey in 16 years. Like, I don't want to eat bee vomit. I'm good. So, What do we got here? You remember this one in 2017?
Hello? 2017. Giant inflatable chicken resembling U.S. President Donald Trump placed outside the U.S. White House as a political protest.
So yeah, they
That
had...
kind of badass.
Yeah, I know. Well, what I love is it has a pointer finger here, like here, and then it's doing the OK sign with the other hand. Like,
Yeah.
now, when you combine them, what happens? I wonder if they had that intention.
No, they never do. They do some of the stuff and then they make themselves like, yeah. But I look at that and I think, okay, that looks cool. All right, that's your protest. Okay.
You know, I think I just invented a new saying. People who are cocky don't think ahead.
Hmm.
Hold on a second. I gotta do my drum. There we go. What else do we have here?
2017, Nepal's parliament bans menstruation huts.
Yeah.
Comes into effect August 2018.
So, what is a menstruation hut? I know what menstruation is. Menstruation hut is a place of seclusion or isolation used by certain cultures with strong menstrual taboos. Oh. Okay, so they basically just got rid of them. Use in Ethiopia among Jewish women. That's interesting. Okay. Wow. This is a whole. This is a
No
rabbit
comment.
hole. What?
No comment.
What?
No comment.
No comment. What else do we got?
2017, North Korea says it plans to fire rockets on U.S. territory, Guam, in continuing escalation of tensions between it and the U.S.
Oh, I'd love to see them do that. Like, I so hope that they stupid their way into non-existence. Like, man. 2018, Argentina's Senate rejected a bill to legalize abortion in first 14 weeks. Alright. 2018, EPL club Tottenham Hotspur failed to bring in one player during the transfer window. First time since FIFA made system compulsory in 2002 to 2003. And, as well, in 2018, Saudi-led air coalition strikes a school bus in Sada province, Yemen, killing 43, many of them children. Who do they think they are, Obama? Killing children like that? Like, man. Saudi Arabia, man, just, ugh. Dude, like, they gave more rights to a machine before they gave it to women. That's just disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah.
2019, we have a landslide from torrential rain killed 59 people in Mon State, Myanmar, with 80,000 in emergency evacuation sites. Wow. How do you evacuate 80,000 people? That is mind-boggling right there. And I'm reading it in your voice, Casper. No, not the menstruation huts. Not anything but the menstruation huts.
What?
What?
You doing voices?
I'm doing voices. Yeah, I was pretending to be ghostery. She left a comment. No, not the menstruation hut.
Away with you, woman. Banished.
What else do we got here in 2020? Right as you're taking a drink. Aren't I a horrible host?
Kind of sugary. I'm gonna put this one back. The disputed Belarusian president election sees longtime dictator Alexander Lukashenko officially win 80% of the votes, but unofficially lose 60 to 70% of the votes to main opposition candidate Svetlana Tikhanovskaya sparks widespread protests in Belarus and international condemnation. Woo!
Good job. Like, here, let's have an applause for you for getting through that. Yeah, I saw Lukashenko there, and I was thinking about the great Malenko from ICP. And then you mentioned, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. And then I was just thinking of, like, Mala Kaliki Maka as well as Kamehameha. Is the thing to say Merry Christmas to you.
Okay.
All right. 2021, a cholera outbreak occurred after I restarted the music. In Nigeria, has killed more than 800 people with 31,425 suspected cases since January of 2021, according to Nigeria Center of Disease Control. We also have a herd of 14 elephants returning home from a 500-kilometer or 300-mile trek across China. It caused authorities to evacuate 150,000 people out of their path. Wow. So because 14 elephants, 150,000 people have to move. Temporarily, just to get out of their way for the time being. What is that? Is that nectar or soda or something?
I'm trying protein shakes.
Ooh, those are good.
So, yeah, I've never really had them. So I've got like a bunch of different kinds to try out.
Yeah, back when we could afford them, we used to get protein shakes, and I had them for breakfast every day because it was small.
And, this one's way better.
Yeah,
this one's way better.
Yeah, it was small. It was fast, and and like normally I don't really get hungry until like halfway through the show. Like I've been hungry now for about like 15-20 minutes or so. But like it helped me prevent being hungry, during the show, so I can, not be distracted and try to end the show early or speed through it or whatever. But what do we got here in 2022?
2022 tennis superstar Serena Williams announced her intention to retire in an interview with Vogue.
Huh. All right. We also have 2023 Ecuador. Yeah, Ecuador. Opposition presidential candidate Fernando Villavicencio was assassinated at a campaign rally in Quito. Now I feel bad for making fun of his name. And let's see here. 2023 MLB Phillies pitcher Michael Lorenzen threw a no-hitter in his first career complete game in a 7-0 win over the Washington Nationals. And outfielder Weston Wilson made his MLB debut, hitting a home run on his first at-bat at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. What a way to start! Man, your first at-bat, you hit a homer? Woo! We got three more. Yeah, we got 3 more just last year articles. And then that shall be it for the day. You want to take them?
Philadelphia Phillies pitchers Michael Lorenzen no hits Washington Nationals 7-0 at Citizens Bank Park, Philadelphia.
Now wait a minute. Yeah. We just spoke about him up here. What the hell? That's weird.
Yeah, we did.
They doubled it. Huh. Okay. Well, clearly.
2023 U.S. President Joe Biden bans American investments in key technology industries that could be used to enhance Chinese military capabilities.
That's... So he's intentionally handicapping ourselves so China can take advantage? I mean, that sounds like a Joe Biden thing to do.
And this is how I would do it. Like, the industries are over in China. Like, he's preventing people from here investing in Chinese companies. That's my interpretation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, when it comes to things like this, my brain just doesn't function. Like, I don't know why. Like, in some areas, I've been told I'm very smart, but in other areas, I just can't put 2 and 2 together. But yeah, I remember this happening. Huh. Well, that seems like a very not Joe Biden thing. Now I'm wondering, like, if we're in a
you think
Mandela
that
effect.
the same way would apply? You think if he's really behind this, right? You would think the same thing would apply with them buying our land.
Yeah. Yeah, especially like that one, Chinese
Somehow,
acquisition of land that's what, like 10 miles from a U.S. air base or something? Like
yeah,
farmland?
they're all of them are near air bases.
Yeah, that's scary.
What I hear, well, most of them.
Mm-hmm. But hey, I noticed this. We finally get some Maui representation in our source.
Yeah, 2023 wildfires of Hawaiian island of Maui kills at least 97 and destroy historic town of Lahaina.
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 Yeah.
Shit, I know I say that right.
It's all right. But yeah, like, do you want to rehash what we spoke about yesterday? Because I do not want anybody to forget about Lahaina. Like, I don't want anybody to forget about a lot of things, but the world these days, like, so much stuff happens. Nobody's talking about the whole Trump assassination attempt anymore. Like, what's happening? Huh. But, I want to give a not-so-special mention to this one here in 2021. I was debating, last night with myself whether or not I should put this in, but I just want to read this. Landmark UN IPCC climate report is a code red for humanity. Rise of 1.5 C now certain. Catastrophic change can still be avoided if the world works fast. Famous tagline: if the world works fast. Oh, we can do this if we do it fast. Oh, we can do this if we do it now. Like,
if you invest here in this company that I just happen to be owner of, but if you just invest in this company, we'll do better. I promise.
Yeah, didn't what's her face, Greta Thunberg? She had a tweet from like 2016 saying in 5 years the world will just explode, and then she since deleted it because she's an idiot.
Yeah, AOC said something like that too.
Yeah, well, they all are. They all are doing that crap. So.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. We're not just here on Rumble and on YouTube and whatnot. We're also on BitChute and Odyssey. Go check out our link tree. For your dose of passive events daily, we stream every day, or try to at least. We're a two-man thing here, so we can't be perfect. But 11 in the morning Pacific time, 12 noon Mountain, 1 Central, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. We do have other shows. We have the Omni Coalition show, which is an amalgam of several other shows. We talk about news. We talk about, interesting things. It's kind of like a hodgepodge amoeba of a video, of a show. We also have the Omni Kitchen, which will be coming out eventually when it gets a little cooler, so I can use the kitchen. InoSH, which we gotta record our review, King, to House Shark. We gotta do that. We forgot to do that yesterday. It got a little late, and I went out and picked up herb after we saw what movie did we see yesterday?
Wow, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I didn't forget about it. I'm just getting you involved in the conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a good movie.
Yeah. It really sucks because I so want to give the movie my money, but then it has more, but part of that money has to go to Disney if I do that. So
yeah,
it's a real shame. I couldn't go see it in theaters based on,
Yeah. And of course, we have noobs playing video games and all that stuff. Anyway, if you want to catch us live, it's if you're on the West Coast, 11 and 3 all for thee. Mountain 12 and 4, watch us for more. Central 1 and 5 for the Contrive. East 2 and 6 for your fix. For all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
King's Refuge.
And you, viewer, are you. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Deuces.